Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Love Inspiry Space on the internet. First of all, before we begin, I want to congratulate the Rams on winning the Super Bowl. Not a huge fan of football, but I just wanted to send my congratulations out as I rock my Super Bowl t-shirt. I was rooting for you guys all the way. Today we are here to talk about why marriages are failing these days. I have some tips, so if your relationship is failing or you want to know how to prevent your relationship from failing, stick around and let's talk love. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Love Inspiry YouTube channel. For those who don't know, my name is Angie Rolle. I'm the founder of Love Inspiry, where our mission is to build more powerful, transparent, and durable relationships. Like I said in the opening, today we're here to talk about why marriages are failing these days. So let's get right into the video. The first thing that I want to talk about is there are no prerequisites. So you know how if you've ever gone to college or even in high school, you had to take a certain class like English 1101 before you could take English 1102? It's the same thing that happens in marriage. You need to have some kind of prerequisite before you get married. People are not preparing for marriage these days. They're all concerned about the wedding, how the wedding looks, what happens on the wedding day, as opposed to focusing on the marriage. So when you are trying to have a successful marriage, make sure you have your prerequisites. Go to marriage counseling, read a book, go talk to another couple that has had long-term success in their relationship. Do something, build your foundation, do something to make sure that your relationship lasts. Stop jumping into marriage without truly knowing who you are dealing with. The second reason why marriages are failing these days is because people are letting stuff slide and not really stating how they feel about a particular situation. This is the ultimate no-no because this causes for resentment and frustration and almost like you're kicking the can down the road for a larger explosion later on. Always state how you feel. Nobody can tell you how to feel. Nobody can tell you that your feelings are inaccurate. So make sure that you let your partner know. Don't let stuff slide. Set your expectations, set your boundaries, and I promise you will live a fulfilling relationship / marriage. The third reason why marriages are failing today is because there's no trust in the relationship. Now, I know typically we tend to think of trust as in loyalty, but there's all kind of different components to trust. Now, number one thing that I am talking about when I speak of no trust in the relationship as a why to relationships fail is because of vulnerabilities. So here's the thing with this. Your vulnerabilities is what makes up you. It's why you act the way that you act. And if you can't share your vulnerabilities, if you can't share your insecurities with your husband or wife, it causes for a bad relationship because ultimately they don't know how to love you. I posted in my stories earlier this week that nobody should be judging their partner's past. The only thing that your partner's past should teach you is how to love them and what triggers them. So focus on when you're building, if you're single right now and or in a committed relationship, focus on building the right foundation, because in that foundation is where you're building trust, where you're understanding each other's vulnerabilities, you're sharing those things, and you're learning exactly how to love the person that you were with. The number 4 reason why marriages fail today is because there are no relationship goals. Listen, if you have no direction in your relationship and or marriage, where are you going? How are you gonna get there? You have to set relationship goals, and our February masterclass is about setting relationship goals, how to set them, goals that you need to be setting in your single stage, in your committed relationship stage, and in your marriage stage. So make sure you check out that class. Once it has posted, I will come back and include the link in this description. It's not out yet, but it will be out later this month, February 2022. So make sure you guys set relationship goals. I promise I talk all about the importance of that in the video, but I just want to say that's one thing that I see in couples, in marriages that are failing and that are unhappy, right? Because here's the thing. It's not just about having a marriage. It's about having a marriage that has substance to it. It's about having a marriage that you enjoy being in it. So just because somebody is married, just because they appear happy, does not mean that's the case. We want to build over here marriages that are joyful, marriages that people actually enjoy being in. And one way to do that is to set relationship goals. Keeps you together, it keeps you unified. The fifth reason why marriages are failing today is because of communication flaws. Sometimes we simply don't know what to say and when to say it. And this is why when you're in a committed stage of your relationship, it's important that you discuss how you're going to communicate. I said in a previous video, obviously, you're not going to have a deep conversation in front of family members. You're not going to have a deep conversation in front of your children. You have to set the boundaries and the expectations of how you're going to communicate with one another. What does communication look like for you guys? Because some people may think of communication differently, or effective communication differently, as opposed to somebody else. So these are things that you need to talk about. You don't always have to say what comes to your mind at a particular moment. Sometimes it's better to wait, make sure this person is undistracted, and organize your thoughts. Because when you organize your thoughts in your communication, you may find that it's not even worth addressing, repeating, or saying anything about to begin with. So get your communication right, and I promise you will have a fulfilling, long-lasting marriage. The sixth reason why marriages fail is because there's no boundaries. I think most people tend to think that when you are in a marriage that it all revolves around your significant other. But it's true what they say. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So it behooves us to make sure that we're pouring into ourselves so we have something to pour back into this relationship. This looks like having personal goals. If you want to lose weight, you know, that's a goal of mine right now. I know I always say this and use this because I've been trying to lose weight for the longest.
Child. Anyway, so.
But if you want to lose weight, that's a personal goal. It has nothing to do with your significant other. Express that. Let your partner know that this is something that I want to explore. It's a boundary. Have your me time. Go out and enjoy yourself. Go to the nail shop. Go to the barber shop. Go do something that you like to do. Never lose sight of yourself in your relationship. And this happens because people tend to center their world around their significant other. Of course, they should play a major role in the decisions that you make and the things that you do personally or outside when they're not looking or when they're not around. But you have to make sure you take the time to work on you and that you are doing things that you like to do and not just this other person. So have the boundaries, set the boundaries, keep the boundaries. They are just as important in your marriage as they were when you were single and just dating. The last thing that I want to talk about that I see with couples that are suffering in their marriage is there's no emotional intelligence. This is not just in marriage, but this is in relationships in general, guys. We have to start being emotionally intelligent, gauging feelings. And the one reason why we cannot gauge our partner's feelings is probably because we haven't gauged them ourselves. We're not dealing with the internal traumas and things that we have suffered in the past. So it's hard for us to have compassion and understanding with our significant other. Now, I have a class coming out, my quarterly class, my big class that you attend live coming out in March, where I'm diving deep into emotional intelligence as it pertains to relationships and marriage. So I hope you join that. It's on my website. The event is on my website, where you can get the link to, you know, hop in the class, get going. Join us. Let's talk about emotional intelligence and what it means for your relationship. So guys, that's all I have for you today. These were just some things that I see in marriages from my coaching, couples that I talk to, as to why your relationship is not going how you want it to go, or your marriage may be failing. Keep an eye out on these things, and if you want to talk one-on-one to me about some of them, please feel free to hit me up at www.loveinspiry.com/services. If you want to learn how to build your foundation, it will be in the description below. Like I said, I have a class coming out in March on emotional intelligence, and also we touched on relationship goals, which will be out at the end of February, probably in a couple of days. So make sure you keep an eye out on that. Follow us over on social media at Love Inspiry on Instagram. And like I always say, the relationship is not going to work unless you do. Don't think that you are just going to coast through your relationship. You have to put some effort into it. So guys, I'll see y'all with the next one. Have a blessed day.